audio recorder.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yes.
It's a nifty one. Sorry, no, you're fine.
So you can talk a little bit about what you see coming with Allison and Scott.
That's who you're talking about. So did you? I don't know if you guys were at the panel, but we screened the next episode, and which is episode 7, I believe, and that's kind of like the beginning of the unraveling of their relationship. Because Allison is becoming more and more of a hunter, and Scott is becoming more and more a part of Derek's pack, and those two things questionably can exist in the same realm. So I think that we're going to start to see Allison choose between the two. And also in episode 9, something really, really big happens to her family, and she's going to seek vengeance for that. And Scott begins to not be able to recognize who she is before. And then at the end of the season, she chooses between her family and Scott.
Dial.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that you've enjoyed the most as far as the season with Allison? Because she's been through a whole lot between her family and her secret boyfriend that you can talk to us about.
Well, I feel like the beginning of the season for Allison is a lot of exposition, sort of, we got to figure out who did this, blah, 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 you know, and not enough of the heart of it, which is going to come in really soon. And the stuff that I enjoy the most is it's coming up, and it's because she's got to make like really hard life decisions that I think that people have to make all the time, especially young women and people in you know, relationships. And that's my favorite. I can't tell you unfortunately.
I know, yeah, it's okay.
So that was a long-winded explanation of me saying sorry, I can't tell you.
No.
But do you think that you said she's going to make the choice? But do you think there's a world that exists that really she never stopped caring for Scott?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, look, as cheesy as it sounds, they're sort of star-crossed lovers, and the whole we belong together but we can't be together. And the choice whether she loves him or not never comes into her mind. It's simply like logistically and can we be together and have these different worlds. And I don't know that that's gonna happen. So she loves him.
What can you tell us about creepy Matt? Like, what's going on with that kid?
Oh, jeez, yeah. He plays it really creepily. He's somehow very obsessed with her, and she has, you know, she doesn't realize it, but she's kind of like, she's egging it on a little. I think that she's just like, you know how there's naturally flirty people that are really kind, but everybody thinks that you're flirting with them? I think that's who Allison is. And just Matt is very obsessed with her.
Does that go anywhere? Does that happen to anything?
Yeah, it does. Matt's obsession takes on a whole other level. A very, very like distinct whole other level for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we learn why the obsession?
Huh?
Can we learn why the obsession?
No, I think it's just like a genuine, like he's just physical. Maybe he thinks that she's intelligent.
So,
No, you go.
no, you go. No. I was gonna say this season, you know, her having to decide between like Scott and stuff going on with her family. My question involves is how much more we can see her like really kicking butt. Like I know in the first season we got to see more of her as a hunter. This season, you know, she's kind of been, you know, sort of in there. Are we gonna see more action, more of her? Because I love that she can be this really tough, like kick-ass character. Is she gonna?
Yeah, she does. She does because what happens with her family, which if you saw the last episode, her mom was bitten, and that's the line for her. And it's like, you know, I have to embrace the fact that I'm a werewolf hunter, and she takes on more of a Kate role, you know. And I don't know if you remember her aunt in the first season, but she was badass.
Yeah.
She was incredible. And she sort of becomes that character, and is very, very, very physical, and is not afraid to kill anybody who's in her way, which is totally different from the beginning of Allison. But it's justified. She does everything because she feels genuinely like it's the right thing to do. So it's not like we hate her for killing. We are like, oh, I get it. I would do that too.
So she kills them.
And
She attempts to kill people.
having said that, how has it been for you as an actor, like getting ready to do those kinds of scenes? Like, is this, I mean, how strenuous? Like, what's your regimen as far as like preparing to do those kinds of scenes? Because I mean, they're pretty elaborate when they go out. They really do. So.
Yeah. I worked really closely with our stunt coordinator to do, and I took archery lessons. But a lot of her weapon of choice is the Chinese ring daggers, which are really, really cool. They're just like these really sharp daggers with rings on them. And he's so funny because he's like, you would fillet someone. So there's just that word, like you actually fillet people with them. And so I would just to get into character, I would just do my routine with them, and it's very, very interesting because it's super dangerous. But that physical part of it really helped me. But I'm not a method actor. I know it works for a lot of people, but when it comes to things like death and just the weight of the show, I think for me, and I've tried it, but if I'm constantly thinking about someone who's died in my life, it's really horrible for my psyche. So to prepare for those kind of scenes, I put myself in the position and imagine what she would feel like and surround myself with things. And my favorite thing to do is find music that I can affiliate with the scene, because music is really, really emotional for me. So oftentimes I'll be on set and I feel like I'm an outsider because I'll just be like in a corner with my iPod on, but the fact is that in 5 minutes I have to emotionally, physically break down. So I kind of close myself off to the world for like an hour or two to get prepared for those scenes.
What's on your motivational playlist?
Oh geez, it depends on the scene. If it's a really, really angry scene, it's probably some sort of like hard rock or Eminem, because I'm from Detroit. But I love the emotional pace of like Florence and the Machine. We actually play a lot on our show, and just things that are just have really, really great lyrics.
What are your hopes for Allison?
I mean, at a completely selfish level, I want to be in werewolf makeup. It's so good because I come from theater, and so costume and hair and makeup is really big for me. To be able to look at yourself in the mirror and not recognize yourself, I feel like it's so emotionally, physically freeing. Which is why I want to play like a demonic possession. Because you can, like, when you just have to go there. And if you don't recognize yourself, you growl and So I want to even if it's not a werewolf, maybe like a witch or something. I just want to be in prosthetics.
So far, do you have any sort of favorite Allison moments, like something that just really stuck out for you as just a really great thing you had to do?
Oh, geez. It's funny because I like the real heart of the show, which I think are the moments, because it's all really fast paced and there's a lot of action and fighting and all that stuff. But for me, the moments that stick out are the real moments you have with the other actor where you can connect and play off each other. Because it's kind of the acting that I like, is the really dramatic. As you can tell, because Allison's really dramatic. But so those intimate moments are my favorite. There's a scene in season 1 that I had with Colton up against the lockers that I really love. He's a really great actor. He's really giving. And I love working with JR, who plays my dad. He's really good.
How in tune with Gerard is Allison these days? Like what can you tell us about that?
About her and Gerard?
How in tune with him is she?
I think that she's under his wing. And especially in the upcoming, I feel horrible that I keep saying this, especially in the upcoming episodes, because I can't tell you. But, and I'm sure you get that all the time, but she's really going to be supported by him, and she listens to him, and she trusts him. And then, and then maybe she shouldn't, but she really believes everything he says, wholeheartedly. She's so trusting. And I think that she goes from being, she doesn't really believe that everything that happened with Kate in season 1 was legit, which is why she goes from being completely trusting of her father to being completely trusting of her grandfather. And Gerard, Michael Hogan has this really great way of being cunning but sweet. And I think she completely is under the spell. She's mesmerized 100%. But only because she's genuinely a nice person, not because she's dumb or naive. Yeah.
I think so.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Have fun.
Thank you.
You too.
Thanks.